Hey gang, thank you so much for taking the time to join us, and I know that you're very busy right now. Some of the biggest Corvette shows of the year are about to happen. We're going to talk about those in just a second. It seems like, though, every time I'm on camera, there's a cup of coffee close by. It is great to see you. A couple of things I want to talk about is, in fact, the biggest Corvette show of the year is Corvettes at Carlisle. It's going on starting today. I'll be there tomorrow in real time on Friday. How are you going to find me? Because I'm only there one day. Well, I'll be wearing this shirt. And I'll be the only guy pulling a trailer with this Corvette. So when you see, it's going to be tough. There's what, going to be 5,000, 6,000 Corvettes there. When you see me coming, everybody just park the seats and get out the way, because I don't know how to back up in the darn thing. So I'm sorry. I'm going to need 3, 4 parking spots. Just help me get somewhere, all right? I'm looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow at Corvettes at Carlisle. We're going to have a Tech Tuesday and a Thursday in just a second. Speaking of Carlisle, check out the link in the comments down below. We talked about this on Sunday, that special resto mod you can win with benefits going to the Chip Miller Foundation, the very people that run Corvettes at Carlisle. Also, too, I want to remind you about another sweepstakes opportunity. You guys have met some of these people on the show that are winning these cars. People are winning these cars. Like I said the other day, why not you or me? Anyways, good luck to you. Click the links down below, because here's a new link right now that's ending on Sunday. This is to win a 24 Z06. So there'll be a link in there for the resto mod I was just talking about, but also click this link for the MS Solutions contest, winning a 24 Z06 and $20,000 in cash, you guys. You got to use code RCC2X. You'll double your entries now through Sunday. And then the following Saturday is when they draw. Is it going to be you to win this awesome Corvette Z06 2024 and $20,000 in cash? And again, your donations go to help the MS Solutions Foundation, an incredible cause, with an opportunity for you to win an amazing car. 24 Z06 and 20 grand in cash. Click the link in the comments. You've got until Sunday. RCC2X doubles your entries. Good luck, guys. I really do appreciate your support. Now we're going to talk to Chuck, our Corvette technician, answer some of your questions. We're going to finish up this upload with your beautiful rides. Make sure you check those out. I've got a blue C8 Corvette with orange stripes and orange wheels coming up, and it looks fantastic. Want to remind you too, first, here's a question. There's a lot of stuff going on, so thank you again for listening and engaging. I want to know, just for me personally, because of these two big events, Corvettes at Carlisle and their anniversary next weekend. It's the 30th anniversary of the National Corvette Museum with the Caravan. Are you going to both events, or are you going to only one? And if you only went to one, why only that one, and which one did you go to? I'm kind of curious. It was hard for me. I wanted to set up and be there all 3 days at Carlisle. Couldn't do that because of the retail stuff that I have to take care of. But I am, because of the unique opportunity. Thank you to the NC Motorsports Park. We're going to be there. And that's what I want to remind you. I'm going to be at the Caravan all 3 days next week, starting on that Thursday. And there's going to be a lot going on at the museum, at the track. I'm not sure where they're setting this up, but they have me speaking from 10:30 until 11:30. And I'm so proud and honored to have that opportunity to connect with you guys. I want to talk about my career. I want to talk about radio. I want to talk about the car business and how I hate it. And here I am, 29 years later. And I want to share with you some delivery stories. We're going to have some giveaways, and then we'll do some Q&A with you guys next Thursday at the NCM Motorsports Park, part of the Caravan, the 30th anniversary of the National Corvette Museum. Join me between 10:30 and 11:30. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. All right, let's talk about some of your questions and give you some answers to your concerns on fixing stuff and how to use stuff on your Corvette. It's a Tech Tuesday here on Thursday. Thanks for joining us on my Corvette channel. Now I know you're stressed. Thank you for the few minutes for a Tech Tuesday on a Thursday night. You know what you need to do? I was just telling the folks, tomorrow I'm going to be at Corvettes at Carlisle. Don't you have a cough coming on?
Severe headache, cough, something.
It's a pain right in your rear.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Lots of those. Just call in sick and we're leaving at 3 in the morning to go to Carlisle.
3 in the morning?
I'm just waiting for that. It's like, what?
Where am I sleeping on the way?
Okay, in the car. I got this little travel pillow, prop right up against the window in the seat. You'd be good. I've done it many times. Trust me, it works.
Let's not forget, in 2019, when we went to Pahrump for the release of the C8 class, we was up for 24 hours straight.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that travel sucked, man.
Yeah, it did.
That was bad. Okay, so next week, I'm going to be at the National Corvette Museum for the 30th anniversary of the Caravan. Why don't you come down for that?
Sure.
He's so full of it. All right, got a couple of your questions, you guys. Thank you so much for sending these in. Then we're going to finish up tonight with your beautiful rides. What do you got there, bud?
All right. This one comes from 7407.
Yes, it was a handle on YouTube. I don't know what the name is, but thank you for watching the channel, sending this in. We haven't had a C7 question rather in a while.
Yeah, it says, hey, why don't you talk about the C7 shutter system is very hard on your car? We've talked about it.
For a while we've talked about that.
Yeah. And depending, it goes all the way up to 2019, but the early only involved the early 19s and back. It's just a fluid problem.
Right. Didn't you have some 15s and 16s, and you'd have to upgrade the fluid because the fluid didn't change until 19?
Right. And well, no, they kept changing the fluid. That was the problem.
Right.
They're on their third version of the transmission fluid now, because what was happening was, look, the transmission is kind of a sealed unit, but yet it has a vent hose out of it for when it gets hot. So the moisture that would get inside the transmission would adhere to the fluid. That was what was causing the shudder.
The torque converter would start vibrating a little bit.
Yeah, it felt like it was going over a rumble strip.
Right. And automatic transmissions only.
Right. And the only way to get rid of it, you can't just do a standard transmission flush. GM developed what they call a triple flush, where you're flushing the transmission 3 times with 24 quarts of fluid, so you're getting all the old fluid out and all the new fluid in. I've had guys ask me, well, can't I just do a regular transmission flush? Well, you can, but you're not curing the problem.
Correct.
The only way to cure the problem is to do the triple flush, where you're doing it 3 times to get as much as, if not all the old fluid out, and as much of not all the new fluid in, because the new fluid resists the water, it don't adhere to the fluid, and then as the transmission warms up, it just escapes out the vent tube. So,
yeah, and not just doing the triple flush, like Chuck said, using the newest version of that fluid.
The latest updated fluid, correct.
Okay, and I think pretty much now everybody is using that, because we're still seeing a few come through.
Right.
You had a couple last week, in fact, you know, and then and I had one lady come up to me as a daughter of one of my past customers. In fact, I think it was Gary. Yeah, that's your 2012 that you bought for me. Still one of my favorite C6s of all time, the Centennial Edition. Anyway, she said, as soon as you put that fluid in the car, she goes, just driving it on the parking lot, immediately she could tell the difference and how smooth it was. Yeah, so it does make a big difference.
It does make a big difference. It does.
No doubt about it. Here's one from Martin in New Mexico. Here's a picture I want you guys to look at. He says, how critical is it to have this piece on your C7? That's the under dam air piece right there. It's like 3 rubber pieces underneath there.
Correct.
And agreed, we've changed it. There's a couple $100 or whatever to change that out. But
change
guys,
them all the time.
Don't take those off. That's an aerodynamic piece, so it keeps the front end from lifting and losing control of the car. It also is gauging airflow around to brake ducts and transmission coolers. It's a very functional piece. Every piece on your car, every contour is there for a reason. So yeah, spend a couple $100 and replace that right away. Thanks for watching, Martin.
Yeah, they usually get ripped off by parking blocks.
No, exactly. Pull too far.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oops, too far. Back
Now, that's usually what happens to them.
Yeah, you're right.
Hi, Rick and Chuck. I love the YouTube channel y'all provide. I watch every week and love it. I wish I had known about you, Rick, before I bought my first ever brand new car, which was a 2023 HTC C8. When I upgrade 1 year, I will purchase, or when I upgrade 1 year, I will purchase from you. My question is, I'm a person that loves to work on my own car. Can I change my own oil and filter and maintain my factory warranty? You can, as long as you're putting an AC Delco oil filter on it and you're keeping receipts. You have to keep the receipt where you bought the oil filter, not just write it down.
And the right oil, right?
Yeah, and the correct oil, because anybody can write anything out. They want to see a receipt where you paid for said oil filter. Okay. But yes, you can do it yourself. You just have to, like I said, keep very close records, because if something happens to it, they're going to see all this stuff.
About it.
Yeah. Second part of the question is, P.S. I forgot to ask, if I change my own oil and filter and and maintain the warranty, how do I reset the oil life and filter percentage?
Oh, okay.
There's really not an oil filter life percentage, just an oil life percentage covers oil and filter. If controlled on the button on the right-hand side of the steering wheel, if you arrow over, as it goes over, you'll see the percentages come up. When you see, let's see, what year is it? 2023.
Right.
Did they have the transmission filter in 2023?
Yes, they did.
Okay, so it'll be listed oil filter, transmission fluid, transmission filter.
Correct.
So if you're just changing oil, you push in on that button once. If you have the oil highlighted as number one, push on it, it'll come up, you push and hold it, and it'll reset it to 100%.
Yeah, that's that turn dial. It's kind of funky sometimes because as you go to push it, sometimes it'll slip up or down. So you got to push it in the middle, and I don't know if you got to hold it for like 2 or 3 seconds, and then it'll actually reset that there on the right-hand side of your steering wheel in the driver information center.
But like I said, make sure you're using an AC Delco oil filter. You don't have to buy it from the dealer. You can buy AC Delco oil filters at Walmart. That's where I buy my AC Delco filter. But it has to be an AC Delco filter.
Thanks again for joining us on Tech Tuesday here on a Thursday. It's great to see you guys. Thanks again. We've got some beautiful rides coming up for you in just a minute. Here's one, and we've had some basic questions today, but these are some good ones. This is from Coach Dan Sparks. Rick, I really enjoy the YouTube shows. I got a question for you and Chuck on my 2022 C8 Corvette. When my wife and I are in the park and I turn off the engine and she gets out before me, shuts the door, the horn beeps. Do I have an electrical problem? Not at all. You're still sitting in the car, the key fob's on you, so that's what it's letting you know. It's probably 3 beeps that you're hearing, letting you know the key fob is still in the vehicle. Had you get out first and close the door, say you have passive system where you walk away and it locks itself first, she's still sitting in the car, number one, the car's gonna lock, and then when she moves, the alarm's gonna go off. So if you've got that, you gotta be aware of that. And sometimes when you close the door, because I've got the key in my back pocket and I'm still kind of close when you close it, it may sense that you're too close and it'll beep 3 times, and then you freak out and you kind of check yourself and make sure you didn't leave a key in the car. That's essentially what that beep is for. So no electrical problems whatsoever. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do.
All right, this one comes from Will. It says, I hope you're doing well, sir. I have a question for Tech Tuesday. I'm thinking about doing a head and cam job on my C8. What are your thoughts on the upgrade? Will this change the durability of the engine? It'll definitely change the warranty.
You asked, you're going to get a real answer. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead, yes.
I hope it's out of warranty because it'll definitely change the warranty engine. As far as the durability, I mean, it just all depends on how far you plan on going with this cam and head job. So, yeah, there's a possibility you can cause damage, but I would say take it to somebody who knows what they're doing to have it done.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We had one in here, it was a C6, guy had a supercharger put on it, had the tune wrong, kept burning the pistons out of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
sometimes people don't realize when you're doing aftermarket stuff, it's not just that. There's other reciprocating parts that need to go with that communicate. You know, you got to upgrade pulleys, and sometimes you have to upgrade fuel systems. I mean, it's more elaborate sometimes than just an easy bolt-on part. Oh, look at, I got more horsepower.
Well, of course, the guy selling you that bolt-on part's going to go, oh, no problem, be fine.
No problem.
And, it never is.
You missed the
until
softball.
it is.
It's not a problem until it's a problem. Right.
Correct. I was getting there.
I know, sorry. I was just one step ahead of you. Yeah. All right, here's one more for you, and then Chuck's got one more, and then we got your rides coming up. This comes from Harold. It says, Dear Rick and Father Chuck, I was just talking to my buddy in Detroit about this. He goes, people refer to Chuck as Father Chuck because they were asking about you in Pontiac. They're like, man, you got to get Father Chuck at these events. We haven't done the Father Chuck bit in over a year. So we got to, I promise we will. I keep saying that, but we are going to do one soon. Anyways, Harold says, I've got a 23 C8 hardtop convertible. I added the 2 additional liters to my DCT transmission. Now, a few months later, I found out I've got the new style transmission. Did I create a problem? Absolutely not. In fact, I was so honored to have the opportunity to talk to Josh Holder at the Corvette Museum Bash event, and we addressed this very issue. Listen to this right here.
You guys know I've been asking and confused about the changes for the 24 C8 transmission. This is a guy that's got to have the right answer. I was here at GM training a couple of weeks ago, and the guy said that you don't have to worry about putting the additional 2 ports of transmission in the C8 transmissions for the ones. But he said, and I'm getting conflict on that, he said because the 2 additional ports are already in there, and I don't think that's the case.
It's not really the case. The case is literally changed for 24.
Of the case.
So we did it because the Z06 necessitated an improvement in the lube system.
Okay.
Where we keep all the critical oil in a car on a Z06 that has so much lateral capability was super important.
Yes.
So knowing that we needed to change the case and update the lube system for the Z06 in 24 model year, actually very late in 23 as it turns out.
Right, it was July or something like
Yes.
that, right? Okay.
Yep. We moved all Corvettes to the same differential or the same transmission housing that the Z06 has. And when we did that, you no longer need to add the additional 2 liters of oil. That really was a way to keep lube system healthy, lubrication where it needed to be, but it was overkill. It wasn't kind of the way we would have done it starting
Is the pickup point different then on it? Is that what it is?
The pickup point's not really different. What is different, besides the shape of the case itself, which can hold more oil near the pickup point, but there's baffles inside the transmission that under high G loading keep the oil near the pickup point, which is the whole goal of the lube system.
Most certainly.
So that's the benefit that all Corvettes receive in 2024 model.
Right.
Yep.
All right, so there's still a volume void there though. So essentially, what if a guy did put the 2 additional quarts in there?
In a 24 transmission?
Yes.
You could do it. Actually, you might risk some expulsion through the vent tube. It would be a wasted effort.
Okay.
So I would not recommend doing it in a 2024. And honestly, when we recommended that in model year 20, it was for a really extreme scenario.
Right.
And in hindsight, I'm not sure we would have made the same recommendation.
Okay.
It's not easy to do for those that have done it themselves, and I've done it myself.
Right.
It's not super easy.
No, it's not.
And so we're really glad that we got to take that revised lube system, spread it to all Corvettes, and now anybody that wants to track their car or don't track their car doesn't have to worry about whether or not I should add 2 liters or not. And am I going to be that person that drives so extreme? Maybe I need the 2 liters, maybe I don't.
Right.
We just took the question out of it.
Good. No, thanks for setting that straight, man. I appreciate that. Keep up the good work too.
All right, you too.
All right, appreciate it. All right, see, there you go, guys.
So you're in good shape, man. Enjoy your car. That's the most important thing. But thanks for watching and sending the question. Again, a lot of good stuff today. I really appreciate that. We got a small novel to finish up our Tech Tuesday here on a Thursday night. It's a C7 and a C8 question. What do you got there, buddy?
From one gentleman, from Tony. It says, I have 2 questions. One for my C7 Z06 and one for my C8 Z06. All right. My battery went dead a year ago, and I had to go purchase a GM replacement from my dealer and install it myself. All went fine until today. I had to have my car inspected, and it failed. The following are showing the state of not ready and causing the car to fail the OBD test. Fuel system performance, evaporated emissions control, and oxygen sensor. The inspector said that's common when the batteries are changed. It is, because it loses all memory. And the solution is to drive the car. That is correct.
Yes.
Although the car sits in storage during our New England winters, it does get driven weekly in the spring, summer, and fall at varying speeds on highways, side roads, and different drive modes, etc. I have driven the car for 3 consecutive days prior to the day of inspection, so driving it does not seem to resolve the issue. I know I only have 30 days to get these items fixed. For my registration, it will be suspended. Help. How can I get these items ready? State as soon as possible. Car has less than 5,000 miles on it.
Right.
It don't matter how many times you drive it, it's more about how long you drive it.
Before the test.
Yes.
Right. You want to get that thing hot, so drive it for minimum of 30 minutes, probably 45 minutes to an hour. Do some highway speeds, get that thing hot, then get in there. We have this problem a lot. That's when I showed you this, you go, hey, is this guy in California? We have this a lot in California, but that's exactly because Chuck talked about the reset that you're going through because of the battery change. That's probably what you're going through. So get the car hot, and it should pass that OBD too.
All right. The second one is from my 2023 C8 Z06.
Oh.
My oil life is at 10%, but the car has less than 1,000 miles on it. Yeah, we've talked about that too. It's on a timer as well as mileage. Paragon Performance sells an oil change kit. I have done all my own oil changes on the C7 as part of the experience of having a Corvette. If I use the Paragon kit and change my oil on my C8 myself, will I void or negatively impact my warranty? or any downstream servicing by the car by the dealer.
Kind of the same question we had earlier, so go ahead.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know what kind of kit Paragon's selling. I can just tell you, you better have receipts for AC, Delco, or GM oil filters, because if it has a warranty issue, engine issue, the first thing they're going to want to see is the oil filter receipt and the correct oil.
And they will look at that stuff, and they will look for any reason to deny a claim on an engine or a transmission, especially at that magnitude. So it's important to maintain that stuff, as Chuck's talking about.
Right, with GM stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not down in Paragon. Paragon's probably fine.
Yep.
You may not have an issue. The problem is, if you do,
yes,
now you're in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, great questions this week, you guys. If you've got a question, use the email address up there on the screen. We'd love to answer as many as we can every time we have an opportunity to do a Tech Tuesday, even if it's on a Thursday. But we're going to finish up right now. I know you're right now in Carlisle looking at some great cars, but look at these cars. What are they, Chuck?
Your beautiful rides.
Most certainly.
Too young, and I didn't understand that you were the one, and I can't wait to see you Hindsight is fleeting when your heart's bleeding and all you can see is red, till you discover it is within each other to forgive and make amends. If I had known then what I know now, I wouldn't have said what I said. I took the long road, thought I'd be better on my own. Sometimes what's right is wrong instead, 'cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you were the one, and I can't wait to see you again. Oh, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait, 'cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you were the one.